Cannot hear. Om Ajnanatimrandhasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitanscha He Krishna Karuna Sindha Dinabandha Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayine Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvishe Namaha Pancha Tattvatmakam Krishnam Bhaktarupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Janmadyasya Anvayaditrutas Charthe Subhijya Swarat Tene Brahma Hridaya Adikavaye Muyanti Yat Suraya Tejo Vari Mridam Yatha Vinimayo Yatra Trisargo Mrisha Dhamna Svena Sada Nirasta Kuhakam Satyam Param Dhimahi Narayanam Namaskritya Naranchaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Swasti Astu Vishwasya Kalaha Prasidatam Dhyayantu Bhutani Shivam Mitho Dhiya Manasya Bhadram Bhajata Dadhokshaje Aveshyatam No Matirapya Haituki. We are reading from Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, canto 10, chapter 54, verse number 34. In the previous class we read how when Krishna kidnapped Rukmi and the various kings were defeated, then Rukmi, brother of Sri Rukmani Devi, he vowed to fight with Krishna and release his sister and bring her back to Kundinpur. So then he came running, chasing Krishna, and fighting, but he was not very successful, as we read. So Krishna, he cut all his weapons, and when Rukmi came running with a sword, then Krishna cut his sword also into pieces, and then he caught him, and he was ready to kill Rukmi. Then Rukmini Devi, she fell at Krishna's feet and prayed to him not to do that. So that's what we read. Hantum narhasi kalyanam bhrataram me mahabhaja. That it is not appropriate for you to kill my brother. And now Sri Sukdev Goswami describes what happened after that. So Sri Shuka uvacha taya paritrasa vikampitangaya suchavashuchya mukharuddha kanthaya katariya vishransita hema malaya grihita pada karuno nivartata. So at that time she was very much in anxiety and trembling out of fear. Her bodily limbs were shaking. And Suchav Shushya Mukha Vruddha Kantha. Her face became dry. Her mouth was parched out of grief, and the voice was choked. And Katariya Vishranshita Hemamalaya. And in that state of pity, her golden necklace slipped down from her neck, and she caught hold of Krishna's feet, Grihita Pada. And at that time, when Krishna saw her in this situation, so Karuno Nivartata. So out of compassion, Sri Krishna, he did not kill Rukmi. He avoided that. So the commentary by Sri Vishnu, if there is any. So Karuna Swapratikule Ati Dushte Swatvanu Tyag Nimitta Bhute Bhratari. So Krishna is called here as Karuna, and he is commenting on that. That although Rukmi was against Krishna and wanted to kill him, and thus was very wicked, so even that person, Krishna showed his compassion and did not kill him. And Svatanu Tyaga Nimitta Bhute Api Bhratari Daya Bhagni Murti Riti. So says that Rukmani also was very compassionate, because Rukmi, as you will see, he wanted to give up his body if he did not take Rukmani back. So on that she showed compassion. So Dayaya Bhagini Murti Riti. Sister is supposed to be the Murti or personification of compassion. Lok Dharmokti Bhayad Eva Dayavatyam Rukmanyam Sadaya. So again Vishnath Chakravarti Thakur brings this point which he said in the previous class also, that it is only because of the fear of Loka Dharma, because it is known that sister is compassionate on the brother especially. So out of compassion, knowing that if I am not compassionate, that I will be criticized, that what kind of a sister I am, that brother was being killed and she did not stop Krishna from killing him. So that is the Lok Dharma Bhaya, because this is what he has commented on the word Bhaya Vivala, that she was not Sneha Vivala, she was not anxious out of compassion but out of fear of criticism from people. Chalena Badhva Tamasadhukarinam Sasam Srukesham Prabhapan Virupayat Tavan mamardu parasanyammadbhutam yadu pravira nalinim yatha gajaha. So then Krishna did not kill him, but he did humiliate him, so that he would not think of acting again like this. So what he did, that he took his cloth and he tied him with that. So Chalena Badhva and Tamasadhu Karanam, because he was acting improperly. And then what he did, that he disfigured him. So he had a sword in his hand. So he used the sword to cut his hair. It's like the barber can shave you. So like that, but he did not shave him. He cut some hair from here, like some kind of a design. Like one man, he went to the barber and wanted a haircut. So the barber asked, what kind of haircut you want, short, long? He said, yeah, I want a haircut that you cut from this side and leave little bit here. And then cut this side, and I should have little blood coming out from my head, and make some lump on the back side. So the barber said that this is a very difficult hairstyle. How can I do that? He said, but you did it last time. You can do it again. So this is what Krishna did to Rukmi. So little bit here, little bit there, cut his beard. So he disfigured him. Maybe some blood also came out. And when he was doing this, in the meantime, Tavan mamardu parasanyam adbhutam yadu pravira nalanim yatha gaja. So at that time, the army of Yadavas, which were left behind because they were fighting with the kings, and Rukmi's army was also coming because Rukmi ran alone. So they obviously came behind to help him. So the Yadavas army, they smashed them completely. He says that Nalinim yatha gaja, just like an elephant can crush a lotus flower. So, elephants are very fond of entering into the lake. They like taking bath in the lake. And if there are flowers there, they can also pick it up with their trunk and smash it. So like that, the Yadavas did that. So therefore this question was asked earlier, that was anyone from the Yadavas side was also killed. So it says that where is the possibility of a lotus flower hurting an elephant? So that's what they did in the meantime. So punarapi rukmi pratikulyam makarshiditi tad durmada nivartakena durlakshena kenchid anketaya eva tamupeksham chakretya chalina. So Krishna thought that this Rukmi, like Jarasandha, he was coming again and again. He was defeated, then he will come back. So Krishna did not want that kind of trouble from Rukmi. So he said, I will disfigure him, and then he would not dare to come back again. So therefore he says, Punarapi Rukmi Pratikulyam Makarshid, that he may not act inimically again to me. Therefore he did this. So tad durmada nivartakena durlakshena kenchid ankitva eva tamupeksha chakretya. So he did not kill him, means he avoided killing him, indifferent to killing, but he made certain signs so that he doesn't appear very nice anymore, durlaksha. So durlakshana, And this is to show that his pride has been removed, because he was saying that I will remove your pride. Remember? Neshya Madam. So he says that Krishna removed his pride, because Kshatriya kings keep mustache, beard, hair, like this is their pride. So he cut that, and he appeared durlaksha, he appeared funny looking. So he obviously cannot appear in front of people like this. Okay, he can cover his head with a turban or something. What about the face? So either he has to shave completely, or he has to cover that also. Another piece of cloth, as if there is a COVID time. So only the eyes are visible. So therefore, tam upeksham chakretya chalena grivayam badhva. So he took his upper cloth and tied him in his neck. And vam hastena tachalada agradvayam vidhritya. Obviously he is going to object, so he put the thing in his neck and hold that with the left hand, and with the right hand in which he had the sword, he cut the hair here and there. And maybe he was resisting, so no wonder that he also got few cuts, little bit here and there, so it made little colored. So tachala gradvayam vidhritya dakshinahasta dhritena asina ushnisha durikritya. And he threw away his turban with the sword which he was holding in his right hand, and then cut the hair. So smasru kesham cha yatha syat sthane sthane kesh guchha smasru guchha cha yatha tishthayu. So here and there he shaved him, and other places he left a lump of hair in the beard and the head. Prakarshena samula kartanena rudharamudgamya. So he was not just cutting from the top like with scissors, you can do that. No, he was going right to the skin, so cut something from here, cut something from there, and therefore he also got some bleeding on his head because of that. Vapan mundayan, so like that he shaved him. Vyarupiyat, but shaving was not even, so he disfigured him. Virupam akarot, so that he looked very ugly. So that's what he did. So Krishna, you remember that when he went to the Gurukula of Sandipni Muni, so he had learned 64 arts. So one of them was shaving. So he knew that art. Only thing is that his customer was not patient. He was running. He sometimes, like you take young children to the barber, they cry, they make a lot of noise. And it's very difficult to get them shaved, especially when you have to do the mundan first time. It's a ceremony, mundan samskar. So they are very impatient, crying, running, moving the head. So Krishna had, although he knew how to shave, how to cut hair, give it different hairstyles, but he was not sitting quietly. So that's why it happened. So you cannot blame him if he got some blood. That's not his mistake. So what is the problem with this? It always drops. So Krishnantikam uprajya dadrishus tatra rukminam tatha bhutam hritaprayam drishtva sankarshano vibhuhu vimuchya baddham karuno bhagavan Krishna abravit. So in the meantime, the army of Krishna came, because they all have to go together. So they came, and Balaram also came there. So Krishnantikam uprajya dadrishu. So when they came there, they saw this funny scene, how Rukmi was sitting there, rather thrown on the ground, tied, hair cut here and there. And tatha bhutam hata prayam drishtva, he was almost like dead person. Because honorable person, as Krishna says, that sambhavitasya purushasya chakirtim, sambhavitasya chakirtim marnadati richyate. That for an honorable person, disrespect or dishonor is as good as death. So at that time he had no enthusiasm, he was very dejected because he felt very helpless. He came with big pride and boasting and as if he is really going to take revenge. But here he could not do anything. There is nothing. He was actually zero match for Krishna. That's why it was said apramanavit, that he had no idea what he was getting into. So now he is feeling very depressed, dejected at heart. So that's why hat prayam. It's almost dead, like Arjuna, first chapter of Bhagavad Gita, he visrijya sasaram chapam. That they gave up his bow and arrow and sat down, soksam vigna manasa. So full of grief. So this is worse than that, because Arjuna was not disrespected by anybody. He just felt like, why we have to fight like this? But this dishonor at the hand of person whom he thought his enemy, this is the worst thing. So when Lord Sankarshan Balram came and he saw him, he became very compassionate on him. So Karuno Bhagwan. And first thing he did is he vimuchya baddham, he released Rukmi, because he was bound like a dog. So he released him, and then Balramji spoke to Krishna. Because Balram understood that this is a very problematic situation, that Rukmi is sitting there like this and Rukmani is also not feeling good. She was crying and trembling, full of grief also. So he has to now act as a mediator. So therefore he speaks some nice words to console her. So vimuchya swameva hastene Krishna vam hastat chail khandam apsarya. So Krishna was holding the cloth with which he had tied him in his neck, and he had the sword in his hand. So Balram snatched it from his hand and released him. So Swameva Hastena Krishna Vam Hastat, because he was holding with the left hand, so he in one swoop pulled it away. And then he spoke like this. So first he speaks to Krishna, and what he says is asadhu idam tvaya Krishna kritam asmat jugupsitam vapnam smashrukeşanam vairupyam sruhido vada. He said, "O Krishna, what you have done is very improper. It is not appropriate action that you have taken." Why? Because asmat jugupsitam means it does not fit us. If some great person who is very honorable, very respectable, very learned, and he starts fighting with some very low class person, that does not suit his status. Because this person is just without any standard. So best is to avoid that such a person. So therefore he says that it is very despicable for us to do something, such a low act. So he says kritam asmat jugupsitam. It's not an honorable act on our part, because we are not such low class people to do such a thing. What is that? Vapnam smashrukeşanam, to shave his head and mustache. So, and Varupyam Suhrido Vadha. He said to disfigure a relative is just as good as killing. Killing is not always physical killing. Killing can also happen at the mental level, at the social level. In front of society, if somebody gets disrespected, that is as good as death for such a person. So he says, this is not very nice for you, what you have done to him. Varam vadhopi asya sadhura bhavishyad idam khadgena mundanam tu ative bibhitsitam abhutiti shocantya rukminya santvanartham bahi krishnam kinchid upalabhamana. So commentator says that Balaram was acting very intelligently according to the situation, because he thought that Rukmani is probably thinking that it was better that he was killed, because she was not thinking that Krishna, will not kill him but then disfigure him like this. So she was very grievous. She was not happy that Krishna has spared him. He spared him, but he disfigured him, and in this way dishonored him completely. So therefore he says, Varam badhopi asya sadhura bhavishyat. It would have been much better if he was killed. But idam khadgena mundanam tu ativa bibhatsitam. But this shaving of his head and mustache and beard with the sword, it is highly despicable. And iti shochantya rukmanya santvanartham. So Balaram could feel this, that this is what Rukmani is thinking. So externally he is reproaching Sri Krishna. He is reprimanding Krishna. But internally he is thinking, well, my brother, he did the right thing to him. So he has to have a balancing act. He has to pacify Rukmani, at the same time he doesn't want to be disrespectful to Krishna also. So therefore he says, Santvana artham bahi. So externally he is consoling Rukmani, but Krishnam kinchit upalabhamana, reproaching Krishna a little. Antarvatah tu bho bhrata samuchit kritya chaturena tvaya sadhu eva kritam iti prasidan eva aha. But inside he is thinking, well, my brother, you are very smart and we have acted rightly, and I am very pleased with you. So thinking like this, he says, Asadhu iti. Shruhida shalakasya pakshe druhidopi tasya sruhid shabdavachyattvena viprit vyangya lakshana. So he is saying that to disregard, to disrespect, to dishonor our Sruhida. Sruhida means a good relative, or who has Sobhan Hridaya, who has a good heart. That's what Sruhida means. So he says it is just like killing. So he is using the word Sruhida when actually he is a Durhrida, who has ill intention or ill-hearted person, who is malicious in his heart. So to call him a Sruhida, this is Viprit Vyanjana. So Balaram is using Vyanjana Vritti, that yes, this guy is a rascal. How dare he came here to kill you? You think Balaram would be happy that Rukmi came running to kill Krishna? Obviously not. But now he has to play the role of Shanti Dut, peace messenger, mediator, to balance the situation. So he said, yeah, this is very wrong for what you have done. After all, he is brother of your wife or would-be wife. So this is not good. But it is Balram who will kill him later. So maybe he's saying, well, you have spared him, so I will take care of him. Just it's a matter of time. Because later on, Rukmi will make fun of Balram and they will be playing some chess game. And Balram just gave him one box. He's also a boxer, he knows boxing. Balram is strong. Freestyle wrestling. So he will kill Rukmi right in his own house in Kundanpur. So therefore, don't think that he really means what he says. At least Krishna spared him. He did not spare him. And now he speaks to Rukmani indirectly, because he saw that even after saying this, she was not consoled. So he thought that she will be all right. So she was not. So he says, Maivasman sadhvyasu etha bhratur vairupya chintaya sukha dukkhado nacha nyosti yata svakrit bhuk puman. So he said that, oh gentle lady, please don't be angry at us, thinking that your brother has been disfigured by my brother. So it's between your brother and my brother. So I pacify you also, and I've already reproached my brother, so be peaceful. It is wrong for him to do it, but it is also not good for you to feel upset with us. Why is that? So now he brings philosophy. Philosophy is very good when you have to balance things. He says in this world, happiness, distress, it all comes because of one's own karma. Which is true. It's not that he's saying something wrong. But we forget this, so then we have to be reminded. He says, Sukha dukkha dona chanyo asti yatah svakrit bhukpuman. He says that it is not someone else gives you happiness, someone else gives you distress. Why? Because we are svakrit bhuk, that we get the outcome of what we do. We eat what we have sown. So as you sow, so shall you reap. So he is basically reaping the result of his own action. And it doesn't have to be the result of his some past life or anything. It's what he did just now. Sometimes actions bring result later on, especially if they are religious acts. Then they bring result only in some future life. In the present life, the result may be, if you are actually pious, you feel happy doing that. But actually the activity which will become the apurva, adrishta, that will bring its fruit somewhere in future life. So he acted wrongly just now, he came to kill him. So you think he should not defend? Krishna is not at fault. He is going away with you, and it is your wish. It is you who invited him. So now he is taking you away, and your brother comes to snatch you. So he should fight or not fight? If he does not fight, he will take you back. Will that be good for you? No, you don't want that. You will probably commit suicide, you already said. So he is saving your life. But to save your life, he has to kill your brother. And you stopped him from doing that, he stopped. But he has to make sure that he doesn't come again. So he is doing it for your safety. He is doing it for your pleasure. So therefore, don't be upset with him. So it has to be reminded. Sometimes people don't understand that things happened because I wanted like that. They think that someone else is doing something, but it is you. Many times we don't see what are the outcomes happen when we take a particular action. We only see the bright side of it. So the bright side is that she writes a letter, Krishna comes and kidnaps her. That is the bright side. But the dark side is that the family members become upset, especially Rukmi and other kings, and they fight with him. And in the fighting, it is not some, game of chess. It's killing each other. So somebody is going to get killed or hurt. He's not even killed, he's not hurt. Cutting hair is not a big deal. Everybody cuts their hair, except some sadhus who keep matted hair. So therefore he says that this sukha dukha dona chanyo asti yataha swakrit bhuk puman, that there is no one. So nayam jantu sukha dukha data. So nobody is giving this, it is swakrit bhuk. This is the principle of karma. If we can remember this, we can solve a lot of mental problems. If we can just remember this principle, this one word, swakrit bhuk, it's not a big word. If we can memorize this word swakrit, swakrita, bhuk. Swa means your own, krita means done, bhuk means get the result. Get the result of your own action. If we can remember this, then we will save a lot of mental problems. And not only mental, physically also, because mental problems lead to physical problems. You abuse somebody, then fight starts, then you come to physical fight, or if not physical, then he does something, can do something to destroy your property. So many problems can come then at physical level, starting from mental level. So therefore, swakrit bhuk puman. If we can remember this, then we can save a lot of trouble for ourselves. So, tasya shoka punodartham vivekam utpadayati. So to remove her grief, Sri Balaramji is trying to bring some viveka, some sense of discrimination inside Rukmani's mind. So this is the antidote for grief, because grief happens when we have some sense of loss. We think something is lost, or we feel that something can be lost, then fear comes along with that. But if we have the viveka, then we can avoid that. That's why Krishna says, Asocyanam Vasocyastam. You are grieving for something which you are not worthy of grief, because if you are Pandita, Pandita means one who has viveka. Panda sanjata yasminiti Pandita. So Panda means vivek. So sadasad vivekni buddhi, which can know what is right, what is wrong. So that kind of thinking, intelligence, that is what is bringing out or making an effort to remove her grief. Swakrit bhukiti asminati drushte swasya bhartuscha pratikule koyam te vrithasneha iti tam prati upalambhasya dhvanite. So he says that there is also dhvani in this sloka, there is also indirect reproach of Rukmani. Although it seems externally that he is consoling Rukmani, but indirectly he is also reprimanding her. That look, what is this Rukmi? He is a very wicked fellow and he acted wrongly. He came to attack Krishna. So now Krishna, did this. So he is against your own husband. And now you have to decide whether you want to favor your brother or you want to favor your husband. So it says, Bhartuscha pratikule. So first of all it says he is a wicked fellow because he was having a bad company. He was associating with Susupala, Dantavakra, Viduratha, Jarasandha, all the people who are against Krishna. And now if you love Krishna, then you have to be on side of Krishna. This is the test. This is where the situation comes in our life where we have to decide where is your mooring, where is your situation, where are you rooted. So if we are rooted in Krishna, then anything which is against Krishna, we have to give that up. So generally it will not be this extreme, that giving up actually means even if the person gets killed. But in our life such situations may come that somebody is obviously so much against Krishna that he wants to kill him. So then at least we have to be indifferent to such a person. Cannot take side. So that's why Vishwanath Chakravarti said that she was not having sneha for Rukmi, but just from the social convention point of view. Because how can she have sneha for a person who is against her own husband and lover and beloved Lord? Not against but ready to kill. So therefore it uses two words, ati dushta, very wicked, and pratikula, and very unfavorable. So koyam te pritha sneha. So why are you being wrongly affectionate to him? Tam prati upalambhasya dhvanita. So this is also implied meaning of this sloka, that although he seems to console, but also is reprimanding her. Bandhur vadarha doshepi doshopi na bandhur vadamarhati tyajya svaineva doshena hata kim hanyate punah. And now he is speaking to Krishna because he has to make a balanced act. So he says, Bandhu vadharha dosho api na bandhor vadham arhati. He says if we have a relative who has acted in such a way that he deserves to be killed, so he says still he should not be killed. Because it is said that it is highly sinful to kill your own relative. So therefore bandhoho vadham arhati na arhati. This is wrong to do that, so don't kill. And tyajya svainaiva doshena hataha kim nu hanyate. So he says, what is to be done with such a person? He says, just keep distance from such a person. Make boundary. So avoid. Like you have to also learn how to make boundaries. So tyajya means boundary. And svainaiva doshena hataha kim hanyate punah. He says, why is that? He says that person who is such wicked, he is dead by his own defect of wickedness, maliciousness, enviousness, jealousy. That itself is killing. That itself has not killing but killed him. So why kill one who is already killed? So when you try to cheat somebody, you are also cheating yourself. When you are telling lies to somebody, you also tell lies to yourself. Because the reaction will come to you. That's the meaning of Svakrita Bhuk. So therefore he says, Hata kim hanyate punah. So what is the point in killing someone who is already dead? So nitim Devya Prinartham Krishnam Nitim Sikshan Ivaha. So in this sloka is spoken to please Srimati Rukmani and to please her as if he is teaching Niti, diplomacy, to Sri Krishna. That how we have to act, polity, proper action, Niti has different meanings. So to act in a proper way in a particular situation, that is what Niti means here. So as if he is teaching Niti to Sri Krishna, as if he does not know this. He is the best knower of Niti. So Bandhu Shalaha. So his Bandhu is relative and not ordinary relative. He is Shala. So Shala Sambandhinas Tatha in Gita. So Shala is a very sweet relationship in India. The relationship between Shala and Swasupati is very sweet. So between brother-in-law and what you call, both are brother-in-law of each other. So they are very jovial relationship like Krishna and Arjuna. Very intimate and joking. That's why Arjuna said that please forgive me that I have joked with you sometimes alone, sometimes in front of others while eating, talking, sleeping. So that's how a relationship is between brother-in-law. So such a person you cannot kill him. So Bandhor Bhagni Pate Shakashat. So and Bandhu, there are twice Bandhu is used. So first time it is used for Rukmi, who is Shala or wife's brother, and second time it is Bandhu. So that is for Krishna, who is husband of sister. Then he speaks to Rukmani next. Kshatriyanam ayam dharmaha prajapatirvinirmitaha bhratapi bhrataram hanyad yena ghoratarastataha. So now he says that this actually is just the dharma of the Kshatriyas. He says Prajapati, Brahma, he has made this dharma for the Kshatriyas. And what is their dharma? That they can kill each other for the sake of dharma. They are the only one who do this. So bhrata api bhrataram hanyat. A brother can kill another brother like Pandavas and Kauravas. So for the sake of dharma, so for the sake of protecting brahmanas, cows, people, maintaining society, they can kill. They have the right to do that because they are the army people. So he says, what can be more terrible than this? Yena ghora tarastat. So this is the most terrible situation that a Kshatriya can be put in a situation where he has to fight with his own relatives. And this is what Arjuna was facing. That he has to fight with his brothers, cousins, grandfathers, uncles, teachers, everybody. So yena ghora tarastataha. So therefore this is what Krishna is doing is only Kshatriya dharma. Niti mamam tvaдаnujo na veti iti manasa vadantim devim pratiyaha. So Rukmani Devi was thinking that what Balram is saying, that relatives should not be killed by another relative. He says, your brother does not know this niti. So now he says, no, he knows because Prajapati has made it like this, that brother can kill brother. So in the previous sloka he says that Bandhu should not kill a Bandhu. And now forget about Bandhu, brother can kill brother. So this he is telling to. So because he is trying to pacify. So to Krishna he is saying that, look, don't kill, he is your relative. And to Rukmani is saying that Kshatriya dharma is like this. So don't be surprised that if he kills your brother. But he did not do it, so he should be happy. Otherwise, he could have killed him. So, niti mimam tvadanujo naveti iti mansa vadantim devim pratya. So, as if Rukmani is thinking that Krishna does not know, then he says that you also don't know. And this is actually the niti. Kshatriya namiti Bhrataramapi hanyaditi shastra vidhis tatra shyalah khaluko varaketi bhava. So the meaning is, because he is telling this to Rukmani, that Kshatriya, brother can kill a brother, what to speak of brother-in-law? He is too far away. Can surely kill. So therefore, don't be upset. That is the idea. So rajasya bhumer vittasya striyo manasya tejasaha maninonyasya vaheto Śrīmadandha kshipantihi. So he says that those people who are blinded by pride, so they disrespect others because they are proud of their kingdom, of land, of wealth, of women, of honor, of prowess, of respect from others, or because of something else. So he says they can be very blinded by these things, and then when you are proud, then outcome of pride is disrespect. That's the natural outcome of pride. So this happens. So now he is speaking to Krishna. So Devi Santuna Artham Eva Punarapi Sri Krishnam Pratiapi Parusham Aharajyasya. So to console Srimati Rukmani Devi, Balramji speaks to Sri Krishna again. And he speaks very strong words, as if Krishna is a madandha, as if he is blinded by pride. So he says, Rajyasyati, Manasya. So Rajyasya is kingdom, so Abhimani. So Pujayaha te manasya pujaya. Mana means puja, worship. Tejasa kante. Teja means prowess. Balasya va anyasya annapanadehe manina abhimanvanta. So anyasya means maybe because of, so they are having Aishwarya, wealth, power, good food, good lifestyle. So manina abhimanavanta, people who are proud of these things. Tatrapi srimadena dhanta ati atakshipanti. So they become very proud of all these things, and then they disregard others. So whom do they disregard? It's not that they go around disregarding everybody, but it says tattad vyaghatakan iti shesha. So it has to be added here that they disregard or they become upset or they become angry on any person who creates an obstruction to these things, who creates a obstacle to their kingdom, wants to take away wealth, land, women, or honor itself. He disregards power. So people who are abhimani, or those who are proud of their wealth, etc., so then they become angry. Anyone who creates a disturbance or creates some kind of fear about these things, that they will lose them. So then they become angry. So this is what Krishna says, that kamat krodha vijayate. That you have obviously wish to possess these things and enjoy these things. And if somebody wants to take them away or wants to hurt your honor, destroy your wealth, take away your women, so then they are angry at that person. Hi yasmach Śrīmad-Andha eva kshipanti. But this is only for those people who are blinded by the excessive pride. And by this he says that, but we are not like that. So ataha kshipanti eva kshipanti tasmad asmad vidhanam tadrishatva abhavad etad ayuktam ityartha. But we are not like that. Means we are not blinded. Therefore, the implied sense is that it is improper for you to disregard Rukmi like this. He is creating trouble. He is trying to hurt you. So we also show our pride. If you become angry at somebody, then what happens? That person also gets angry. If you use abusive language, then he also uses abusive language. If you slap him, then he may also slap you back, unless if he is afraid of you, or you are senior in a position of authority, that is different. But if he is equal, he will do that. Or if he is independent of you, then he will also do that. But he says that we don't react like that. That is a reaction. If somebody does something to you, then you react to the same. So he says that is when someone is proud. So he says, who are you? You think only you can do it, I can also do it. You think only you have the pride, I am also proud. So he says, but we are not such people, so therefore we don't have to do it. So this is the teaching he is giving to Krishna, and this is a good teaching for others also. It is not only, but he is doing this to console Rukmani Devi.
This commentary that you just read, here in my edition it is under Jiva Goswami, Lagu Vaishnava Toshani. Could you maybe check if...
Okay, right. Okay. So let's read the other one. Nanu kshatriyo bandhu hantum varam kintu tam vibhatsita vairupyam vantam kartum narhati iti devyaha swagatoktim alakshya tam prasadetum Krishna maha. So Sri Balram, he understood that Srimati Rukmani Devi is thinking that okay, you are saying brother can kill brother and this and that, so let Kshatriya kill the relative, but not disfigure him out, not dishonor him like this. This is improper. So thinking that she is having such an idea in her mind, which means she is being critical, she is being, reproachful. So to please her, he is telling this to Krishna Rajyasya. Rajyader hetor manino ahankarvanta eva anyan kshipanti tab tu etad anuchitamiti bhava. So only for the sake of kingdom, etc., the list vitta, striya, kshit, bhumi, etc., people who are proud, very haughty, egoistic, only they disrespect and disregard others. But you are not like that. So therefore it was improper for you to do this. That is the meaning. And we will stop if there is any question to ask. I cannot see.
I didn't get this one point that because Balaram is saying because you, Krishna, you're not like that, you're not proud as the general principle, therefore you should not do it. I understand that he says that when someone is proud, then he reacts. And so he's treating Krishna as if he reacted out of pride. Or
no, he's as if he's teaching him, because he's trying to console Rukmani. So as if he does not know this, so he's teaching that this is not good to do this. So then Rukmani feels that okay, he is on my side, because Rukmani is also feeling that. So then she is getting support from Balram, and because she is getting support from Balram, so then she would feel happy, consoled. That's what it means. Malati.
From Balaram's reaction, it appears as if he does not see it the way Vishnu sees it, that Rukmini only says it for social connection, but that it is real attachment to her brother. So does he see it that way, or does he only say this because of needing, in order to make a point?
Yeah, because he knows Krishna very well. It's not that he does not know him, and he also loves him. He came running all the way from Dwarka as soon as he got the news that Krishna has left. So he is not going to now chastise him. He knows that this Rukmani is a nonsense. Why was he attacking Krishna when he knows who is he? And it is his sister who sent him message. So now just to console, he is speaking like that.
But do we know whether he understands Rukmini's real intention?
What is the real intention?
It's only according to Chakravarti's interpretation, it's not in the verse, but he interprets it that she only says it for so that she's not getting criticized.
Yeah, but that is not the point. She was grieving. Okay? So he doesn't care what is the cause of your, whether it is Sneha Vivala or Lok Bhaya Vivala. The thing is that she was anxious, she was grieving, so he wants to console her. That is the point.
Yeah.
So therefore he is speaking from the Viveka point of view. And trying to speak as if he is on her side. That's how you console. Okay, Narayanji.
Pranam Guru Maharaj. My question is that I'm struggling to see what sin did Rukmini actually do here. You know, someone comes, kidnaps your wife, your daughter, or your sister. I mean, I'm expecting Kshatriya DNA would just say, go and kill that guy. So, उसमें गलत क्या है? What is, I'm not understanding what exactly did he do wrong? Because he doesn't know that it is Krishna who is the Supreme Lord. If that is the case, then, तुम नाम से शादी करो और क्या? But आके कोई घर से तुम्हारी बहन को ले गया, तो तुमको तो मारना ही चाहिए. So
So now if your sister wants to marry somebody, and you don't want her to marry that person, and your sister says that either I will marry this person or I will kill myself, and she's truthful about it. She's not just scaring you or blackmailing you or something like that. She would do that, and then she herself invites this person to kidnap. So therefore Krishna comes and takes. Now as a brother, now you have to decide whether you want to follow the wish of your sister or you want to follow your own pride. If Krishna was not a qualified person, then you can say, well, we don't want our sister to be married to such an unqualified person. But he was the most qualified bridegroom of his time. Right? He had all the good qualities from any side, from beauty, from knowledge, from strength, from behavior, culture, everything. So, what is the reason that he does not want Rukmani to marry him, except that he is envious of him because he has friends like that? Krishna has not done any harm to him. So, what can you say now in this situation?
Is it just one point, one follow-up? So is it fair to say that this Rukmini, early on you had explained in the previous class that this person was so proud and so full of himself that he was actually not able to see any good quality or anything of that sort in Krishna, and that really is what blinded him. And eventually that led him to do something which was foolish, and that's why he is getting punished. Is that so? It's what does Rukmini actually stand for? You know, like I've heard the asuras, they stand for not. I've not heard from you directly, but I've heard that some asuras they stand for some bad thing, some like vice of some sort or some aparadha of some sort. Does Rukmini stand for something?
Yeah, he is very proud. He's proud, that's why he took that, vow that he will kill him. He took that vow to kill him. So that's what he is. He is Durmada. Ill pride means you can be proud of something which you actually possess. People can be proud of good things also, that they are proud of their knowledge, their education, high birth, which actually is there. But this person does not have any such qualities. He was not some big hero, we saw that. There is nothing he could do.
Thank you very much.
It's about Rukmini and how Rukmini is thinking, because she was saying that she was not agreeing in the disfiguration and cutting the hair and so on, and she has maybe preferred to see Krishna killing the brother. So I'm wondering because
this is what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Sambhavitasya chakirti marnadati richyate. Say that it is better to be killed than to be dishonored. To live a dishonorable life in society is worse than death.
Mm-hmm. So then she's thinking like a kshatriya.
For an honorable person. For a dishonorable person, it's no problem.
Okay, now I understand that.
So she is an honorable lady. Mm-hmm. So she sees her brother being disfigured like this. So she says it's better that he is dead.
I have one question here in the last sentence of the commentary on verse number 37. There we have a different reading, and I wanted to check if what you have is a printing mistake or if the error is
something is missing here. I don't know what is missing. There are a lot of mistakes in this, unfortunately. So tvetadan anuchitam. I'm sure there is some more word here.
Yeah, so what I see is suhrida, shyalakasya pakshe suhrido api tasya suhrida chabda vacyatvena viparita lakshana vyangya.
Yeah.
And I think you read it with duhrida. So I wanted to know.
Which sloka is this?
37?
Yeah, it says Shalakasya paksha durhridopi tasya suhit shabda vacyatvena viparit vyangya lakshana.
Yeah. So after this Shalakasya pakshe, would it make more sense to have suhrida?
No.
Okay, good.
It should be Druhida. It says Sruhida. Now he is commenting because he is called Sruhida. So it says Syalkasya Pakshe, that if you consider that he is talking this about brother-in-law, so he is actually Druhida, but he is calling his Sruhida, that's why it is Viprit Vyangya. Somebody who is criticizing you and you meet him and you say, oh, thank you very much for praising me. So that is Viprit, means opposite. You say the opposite of what the truth is. Alright. So there is no Harinamurti Vyakaran because